Sweat is not a metric of success, adaptation is. Anybody's gonna be able to make you tired, that's not the goal. Sometimes in the fitness industry, you see all of these crazy high intensity exercises and you assume because they're incredibly difficult looking and people are sweating, that they're the most efficient way to get to your goals. The good news is that's usually not the case, and most of the time it's actually harmful and the thing I would avoid the most. So here's a couple of quick big examples I see all the time. One is the burpee. Burpees are high impact and they don't have a particular goal other than for most people, they put them in to raise your heart rate as fast as possible and just ramp and make you feel like you're working and sweating hard. There's nothing wrong with sweating, there's nothing wrong with having an elevated heart rate, but there's plenty of other ways we can do that and also achieve other things. So instead of doing a burpee, try just a regular tempoed push-up, and we're gonna actually protect your joints instead of damage them and still strengthen the same muscle groups. If we wanna elevate your heart rate, we can just combine it with something else, like jump rope, or like a bike, or an elliptical. If you're 70 years old, you can't do burpees, we can still get your heart rate up. Another one I see all the time is squat jumps, especially adding weight squat jumps. Even professional athletes do not do squat jumps with a ton of weight. And a lot of times they build up from negative body weight, meaning less than their own body weight, and they do that for years of training and shock absorption before they start jumping with weight. And then you go into an equinox and they're jumping with 35-pound dumbbells over and over again. Your knees and your ankles and your lower back hate you for doing that. So instead, just find a squat pattern that is safe for you. So for most people, a good start is this heels elevated position. And if we tempo it, meaning slow it down, so we're holding here as you see in the bottom position. Then we're gonna hold at the 45 position. This is really challenging. So you're still gonna get a hard workout, but again, we're actually strengthening your tendons and ligaments instead of damaging them over and over again. The last one I tend to see is crazy plyo push-ups. So I think the P90X, Tony Horton regime brought in some very cool looking exercises where you see people going from push-up and flying around. And if you're advanced and you have a strong chest, shoulders, and you've been pressing for a long time, it is okay to bring in plyometric pressing. It's actually very healthy for you for type 2 muscle. But for most people, that's not the case. So instead, again, we're gonna start with a tempoed version of a regular push-up. So slow down, hold at the bottom. Once you've built enough strength in that position, then we can go to a regular plyo push-up. Or maybe we just do a absorption where we're falling and catching ourselves, because it is important in day-to-day life that if you fall, you can catch yourself without hurting yourself. So instead of doing the crazy exercises, focus on the fundamentals, slow it down, and try to get something out of your training, not just jacking up your heart rate and sweating.